I remember the day the great Prince Nnamdi fell from his throne. It was a hot afternoon in our small Igbo village, and the market square was buzzing with news. "Have you heard?" people whispered. "The prince has lost everything." It was shocking. Nnamdi was the wealthiest man we had ever known. His father, the late King Udo, left him a fortune, gold, land, and cattle. But Nnamdi was no ordinary prince. He was arrogant and wicked, treating everyone as if they were dirt beneath his sandals. I was just a poor farmer's daughter, but I saw his cruelty up close. Years ago, my father and I went to the palace to deliver yams for the royal feast. Nnamdi was sitting in the grand courtyard, wearing a shining agbada, his fingers heavy with gold rings. He looked at my father and sneered. "Is this what you bring to a prince? Small, useless yams," he mocked. My father bowed deeply. "Forgive me, my prince. These are the best from my farm." Nnamdi didn't listen. He ordered his guards to throw our yams away and told my father to leave. "Never come back unless you have something worthy of my table," he shouted. I will never forget the look of humiliation on my father's face that day. But Nnamdi's wickedness didn't stop there. He overtaxed the villagers, demanding more and more grain, meat, and money. If anyone refused, he sent his soldiers to burn their farms. He mocked the poor, calling them lazy, and he never gave alms, even during the hardest seasons. The elders warned him. "Nnamdi, pride goes before a fall. Change your ways, or the gods will punish you." He laughed in their faces. "I am the prince. The gods have blessed me. Nothing can touch me." Then, one year, everything changed. It started with a strange storm. The skies turned dark in the middle of the day, and thunder shook the earth. Lightning struck one of Nnamdi's biggest barns, setting it ablaze. That barn held his entire harvest, and setting it ablaze. That barn held his entire harvest, and nothing could be saved. The next day, his cattle began to die mysteriously. The village herbalists tried to help, but the sickness spread too fast. Soon, his field stopped yielding crops, no matter how many workers he hired. Nnamdi's wealth drained quickly. He sold his gold, his lands, and even his palace furniture, but it wasn't enough. The soldiers and servants who once obeyed his every command abandoned him. One evening, I saw him wandering through the village, his once proud agbada now tattered and dusty. The man who had mocked my father now looked like a beggar. I thought that was the end of his story, but it wasn't. The final blow came when Nnamdi went to the shrine to beg the gods for mercy. He knelt before the priest, his head bowed low. "Great priest, tell the gods I am sorry. Tell them to restore my fortune." The priest shook his head. "Nnamdi, the gods have spoken. Your punishment is not for your wealth but for your heart. You must humble yourself and learn the value of kindness and humility. Only then will your suffering end." Nnamdi was furious. "How can I live like this? I am a prince. I deserve better." The priest's voice was firm. "You are no longer a prince, Nnamdi. You are a man, like any other. Until you learn this, you will remain in the dust." Over the years, Nnamdi's arrogance slowly faded. He worked in the fields alongside the same farmers he had once mocked. He learned to beg for forgiveness from those he had wronged. It was hard for him, but I saw the change in his eyes. The pride was gone, replaced by something softer. One day, he came to my father and me. He bowed deeply, a gesture I never thought I would see. "I wronged you many years ago," he said. "I was a foolish man. Please forgive me." My father, wise as always, nodded. "Nnamdi, the gods punish us to teach us. I forgive you, and I hope you find peace." Nnamdi never regained his fortune. But he found something greater, respect. The villagers, who once feared and hated him, began to see him as a humble man. He worked hard, lived simply, and treated everyone with kindness. Even now, when I think of him, I remember the lesson his story taught us all: no matter how high you climb, arrogance will always bring you down. And when you fall, only humility can help you rise again.